All right, what's going on, friends? In this video, I'm going to be trying to make some of these, like, I guess you would call them cardboard, recycled paper, newspaper, bricks that these people are burning in their wood burners. Now, this is something I've never done, and I watched quite a few videos and read quite a few comments. So I want to try a couple of things I think that will make this better. One thing, I got my stirrer. I think I can sharpen this a little bit. It's going to make this easier when I go to mix it up in my 5-gallon buckets. So we'll see how that works. And I do some woodworking, so I have some sawdust that I definitely am going to put in this. The one guy I watched told me how much sawdust to put in my buckets. And I'm going to tell you a couple things I think that will not be good to put in your bricks. One thing, when you're tearing your cardboard up, I recommend trying to get some of the tape off of that. At least the clear tape, get off of that. This kind of tape that like Amazon puts on there, it's kind of made out of a paper. I think that should be okay. And I'm thinking that maybe you got to try to not get too much paper like this that's real shiny. Like magazines and stuff with a lot of color in it. Now I had a box here that had a plastic handle on. I recommend taking that off. You don't want to have that in your bricks. Let me try to get these buckets filled up, and I'll show you how I did it when I filled them up. Then I'm going to fill them up with water. I will let them soak for probably at least a day before I mix them all up, put them in the brick maker. And I got one that is for 4. I'm going to try this a few different ways, or at least 2 different ways. I don't know if I'm going to even use this so much. You can use this. I'll show you how to use that if you want, but I'm just trying to make this as easy as I can. Let me tear some of this cardboard up and I'll get it in the buckets. And I do have 2 buckets because I'm going to do one. I think I'm going to try to do my one bucket with no sawdust, and then I'm going to do the other bucket with some sawdust in it, because not everybody's going to have sawdust unless you know somewhere to get sawdust. I think the ones with the sawdust, I have a feeling they're going to burn better. So that's going to be another video of me burning all these just to see how they burn. All right, let me get to making. Yeah, and another thing, I'm going to fill these 5-gallon buckets all the way to the top. If all you have is a 5-gallon bucket, I recommend probably not filling it all the way to the top. But I have a couple other big plastic buckets that when I get this filled to the top, and I know it's right around 5 gallons, I'm going to dump it in these big buckets to mix it up in. All right, I measured up inside this bucket about 5 inches because I'm trying to get 40% sawdust in here, and the rest is going to be newspapers and cardboard in this bucket. I figure right at about 5 inches, that's going to be close to 40%. Oh, look, I made a mess. What the heck? I recommend while you're doing this, you should have some music playing. But I can't play music because YouTube gives me a copyright strike, and you probably should have a nice cold beverage. I'm not telling you what that is. Maybe it's a soda. It's a Lucky soda. Rip this all up. You should probably get your kids to just do this, because this is a lot of work, but like if this works, I figured maybe you could just get a big garbage can and just rip up your stuff as you go and throw it in the garbage can, and you could just do it. I'd recommend doing this in the summertime, because when I make these bricks, I'm going to have to dry them out. But I think I can stick them in front of my pellet stove. See, this box has got that shiny stuff on them too. I don't know if they would break down as much. It'll burn. Oh, and I have my bottle jack here because I'm thinking of making something with this bottle jack. So it'll go and right above this, my brick maker here, or whatever you guys want to call this, and I can really smash them down. If your work has a bunch of shredded papers and they let you take the shredded papers, that would probably work also. This would be good punishment for getting bad grades in school. Don't drink too much. You could get like a paper cut or something. man. You know, another one I didn't see was when somebody was, if I would mix some of my wood pellets in it. But, I don't know, maybe I'll make another bucket with some wood pellets in it. You can use your junk mail. Just watch for them envelopes with the plastic in it. 24 National Illegal Alien Election. I don't know what that crap is. All right, this one, I did try that with the pellets. I don't know how this is gonna work because I've seen wood pellets get wet. They just kind of fall apart, but it's gonna put wood, I mean, it's gonna be the same as, I have a feeling it's gonna be the same as that sawdust, but we're gonna see what happens. I measured up like 4 inches on this bucket and filled that with pellets. And then I'm gonna put the rest with cardboard and newspaper. What are you doing, dog? Rip some paper up. You chewed paper up before. Do it again. Hi, Millie. Man, you got some stinking breath, dog. I really don't know if you have to rip this stuff up as much as I am, but this is my first go at this, so I think I've seen some of the guys in some of the other videos really not ripping stuff up as much. Definitely think like the newspaper would probably, if you just saved your newspapers and kept kind of tearing them up a little bit, I think they would really break down easier than any of this stuff. Anna Marie Island. Anybody ever been on Anna Marie Island in Florida? I'd rather be there right now. I wouldn't have to worry about staying warm. All right, I got them filled up as much as I'm gonna fill them. And now I'm gonna fill these buckets completely full of water, and then I'm gonna dump them into my bigger buckets so it's gonna be easier to mix up. Okay. And like I said, I'm gonna let this sit for about 24 hours and then I will mix it. And I have them all labeled: paper, sawdust, and pellets. And I have a couple other little tricks that I'm gonna show you that I learned by watching all these other videos and reading comments. See if I can get these dumped in there. Oh, I'm making a mess. Oh, gosh. I don't know if that's a good idea with the pellets, but they're in there. Oh my gosh. This is just paper. This is why I probably shouldn't have put pellets in. Now it just looks like sawdust, so don't do that. I just had them sitting there from my last experiment. That's the sawdust. There's cardboard in there. This is just paper. All right, it's the next day. I think my wood chips and everything are ready to mix up and put into my press. And I'm making, like I said, I thought I was gonna make a little, I don't know if you wanna call this a jig. It's gonna be a press where I can put my bottle jack in here. And you could also even just stand on that, but I don't eat enough. So I only weigh like 170 pounds. Maybe if you weigh a lot more, or maybe pick your kid up and stand on that. And also I'm in the process, I wanna sharpen these up a little, like at least right here. This spot right here, I think I can sharpen. Maybe this piece here in the bottom a little. I think it's gonna help it cut it up. Not too many people seem to show this part, so I'm gonna show mixing. This is the one that's just paper. So let's see what happens. Definitely the newspaper works a lot easier. I'm gonna get this one. Has sawdust in it. See, I thought about making some better cutters. Then I was afraid I was just gonna cut right through the side of my bucket. Definitely think if you just did newspaper, it would be easier. All right, I got these things all mixed up as much as I'm gonna mix them. I definitely, so far, I'm learning from this. Like I said, I think the newspaper and maybe just plain brown boxes is definitely the way to go. Any boxes that have, like, looks like they're painted or something, especially like the ones for my beer. Like, I think they put something on them so if the beer would blow up or break, the box is not going to completely fall apart. So if I have any real big chunks still in there, I might just pull that out and throw it aside. I will not do that again. Like I said, maybe if I like this, I might just start saving my newspapers, and I'll just, as I get them, I'll rip them up and throw them in something like this, because that was definitely the most work. All right, I have that then filled up about halfway now. I think this is how you do it, halfway. Then you can put your little PVC. This is just 1/2 inch CPVC. This will give me my little air holes in the center. I think this will help these blocks burn. Now, I'm going to fill it up the rest of the way. See, some of this cardboard that had writing on it didn't seem to make up. I think I need to make a better grinder. Maybe I'll get a all thread and thread on a piece of flat metal, sharpen it up, just make the edges round so I don't cut my bucket. I think I'm going to make these again someday, but with just newspaper and sawdust. I just fill this up completely to the top. Maybe push it in with your hand a little bit. As far as she'll go. All right, let's see how these ones come out. That's a lot better, I think. Yeah, that's a lot better. I made my first one too big. That's 100 times better. All right, that's how you do it. Fill it halfway, throw your little PVC in, fill it all the way up, maybe push it down a little bit with your hands. All right, I'll show you real quick. I think I'm gonna do my next set, use these handles. Yeah, I think I can still do it up there over top of my barrel so it doesn't make monster huge mess. So I'm going to use these handles and just push down with my arms. Hopefully that'll work. If I have to, I'll take it off that, put it down on the ground. So let's try that, see how that works. So in case some of you guys don't want to build that little press like I built, whatever you want to call that. Dumping it in the way I'm dumping it in, I can actually get the big chunks out like they didn't grind up like this one. See, that stinking dang beer box. Those are all my wife's beers. Maybe not. No, they're not my wife's beers. Is that halfway? Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to push them down just a little with my hands. I think I can make it tighter if I do it that way. Pipes in.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can count. 5, 6.
These ones are different. This is just that sawdust. Next round, I'm making a better cutter. Hey you guys, if you made it this far, you're gonna have to hit that subscribe button and that bell. I'm gonna make another video of me burning these in my wood stove here. So we're gonna see how these different type burn. The sawdust, the wood pellets, and then just the plain ones. We'll see what kind of heat they give off, how long they burn. Pretty much like my pellet burning videos. If you guys didn't see those videos, watch those on how to burn pellets in a wood stove. This is kind of fun. I'm gonna smush her down. I said I was gonna use these handles. Yeah, that's definitely harder to push that all the way down. You might want to have gloves on because it's kind of a little rough on your hands. Yeah, I guess you can do it. I think even I could have stood up there. Maybe. I don't know. So you can just push it down. There. That's how you use the handles. I guess that works. See, I think it don't hurt if, like, you have a press like this. I can let it sit there for a second to really let all that water drain out. I loosen my jack up. If you do make one of these, loosen it up. Grab your 2x6. Just pull up on it. If you do make one of these, just make sure you... I don't know, maybe I made mine a little overkill, but I did put these two angles here at the top. And I have a screw in the side so it can't just lift out. Screw in this side and I have two on the other side. And then the bottom I do have two pieces of angle holding this 2x4 on right down here. I'm sure there's other ways how to make that. Yeah, there. Now these were smaller screws, so I put like 3 in there. That way you can't pull it out. And I do have 2 3-inch screws coming from the bottom and up into this. Probably a little overkill, but that's how I did make that. Maybe I'll measure some of this. All right, from the bottom up, and I put a little piece of a 2x4 up inside this angle. The bottom of that, it's like 19.5 inches from here to the bottom of that. And I just made it like about 13.25 inches, but I had these angles so my thing fits right in between them 2 angles. That's it. I don't know, the bottom's is pretty much a 2x12, so that means it's 11.25 inches wide. And my bottle jack is a 6-ton bottle jack, and this jack is about 9 inches tall, maybe a little less than that if I push it down. Yeah, this is 8.5 inches tall, that if you do want to make something like that. 3, yeah, 4. Them first ones I made too big. Push these little tubes out. These ones feel better now, better yet. Now, most people that actually use these to heat with, they would normally do this, like I think I said this already, but they would normally do this in the summertime. So you could take these blocks and lay them out when it's nice and hot out and let them dry like on your driveway or something. Preferably when you're not worried about rain hitting them. You don't want them to get all wet again. All right, I found my folded up dog cage. So that's where I'm gonna dry them on. Yeah, these are a lot better than the first ones. And these are the wood pellets. That's way better. Awesome. All right, I have paper, wood pellets, and sawdust. Now I gotta let them dry. This is the end of this video. Like I said, you gotta hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you'll know when I post another video. And I might have another video in between this or something else, but that way you won't miss me burning these 3 different bricks that I made. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment down below. That really helps me out here on YouTube. God bless and have a great day.